Chicken. That bike ain't made for hill climbing at all. He got it. We're in Wolfdown again today. I'm just going to do some simple trail riding. I got Chase with me today. He's on the dirt bike. He might be good for a crash or two. We'll see how the day goes on. I'll let you ride in a cab today where it ain't so noisy. It's hot though. It's probably 100 degrees in this cab. I need a wing window. Trail ain't too bad for just a normal Jeep. Or you can take a normal Jeep right up this. No lift, no nothing if you watch what you're doing. Fairly steep, it ain't too bad. I'm still in 4 high. This thing's got 513 gearing in it, it's pretty low. doing some. Chase finally got his bike fixed. I don't like going alone up here in case I do break down. I don't want to have to walk 20 miles back, or if his bike breaks down, I don't want him walking 20 miles back. But we're going to start hitting up above the racetrack. We'll hit some of the black trails for you. I like you guys to like and subscribe, so I know you guys want to watch some of this. I hope you can hear me. It's pretty noisy in here, so pardon the noise. That's a 250. Hell, he's got it. It's not meant for doing this kind of shit. It's probably a 70 on-road bike and a 30 off-road. Now this one here is probably going to be a little bit more difficult for just your stock Jeep. Some of these rocks are pretty big, you really can't tell. I got 2.5 feet of ground clearance, so I'm not worried about it. Run right over them. And I got real bead locks too, so. Good for a wreck today. He just put handlebars on that bike. Like this with a 3-row radiator with 3 fans. Now I have 2 of them hooked up to a higher temperature switch, and the one runs all the time. It stays around 190 most of the time, pulling all this hard uphill stuff. It does pretty good. $190 in a Cherokee is awesome. That's nice. Makes a big difference. I'm on hunt for blackberries. This says it's a blue trail. I'm going to warn you. When we get to the top of this thing, you'll see why. I think the Chase is going to get wet today. It's been looking like rain here for a little bit. take the knuckle with it, and you could probably still get home on a broken axle. It's got the stock air cleaner on it. It's got a cage inside and out. This is the 96. It should have a 27 spline rear end, but I switched it when I did the air lockers. Hey, there's some firewood. Some of these crossover ditches make your bunghole pucker. Makes you feel uncomfortable. Pull one guy out up here. But this trail here is pretty fun. Can't wait to get you on some black trails just to show you a couple of them. Here's where it starts getting really rough. And you'll hear my springs a-twinging and my exhaust a-clinging and my muffler bearings rubbing. This is where it gets really rough. I might even throw it in 4-low here just for shits and giggles. Just 4-wheel drive, no lockers. And my gas pedal's super touchy. See, we're running about 200 now, which still ain't too bad for doing this kind of slow crawling. But I would not try this in a stock Jeep. No way. You can't tell how bad it is. I think we got hung up here last time. Yeah, it was a whole lot wetter the last time I was up here. I didn't build this thing for a bounty hill either. I bought it to do what we're doing. Our rough man built it. I'll hug the wall halfway here, see if we can get up here. And then And this one here really makes you feel uncomfortable. Park here, film him for a minute. I'm gonna smoke, get me something to drink. Let this thing cool off a little bit. We're not doing too bad. That's pretty good for pulling up through there. Pretty good oil pressure. This thing's pretty hot now. So. Alright, we'll be back in a bit. This thing's pretty much straight up and down. Geronimo! Can't even walk on it. Better be recording him at all times because he about went down right there.
That one hurt.
Anything bad about this is you just can't see where you're going. The hood gets in the way. You can't see where you're going. I don't want to hit a rut. Like that. stinky mud puddles. He is. Better get moving, I'll run you over. Fighting the rain all day. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. Yeah, it is hotter than the hubby. Huh, I do have wiper fluid. Amazing. Alright, maybe you got a clear view now. When we go on the black trail, this is the entrance to it down here, I do believe, somewhere. Now you can go up to the other and come down it, but if you're going that way, you're going to go up it. And you're going to need some serious equipment like what I got to do it. You're not going to do that one in a normal Jeep. I've seen normal Jeeps go back in there and then turn around. They said, no way, Jose. You can get a ways back in there before you go. Before it gets really sketchy. We're gonna have a couple cameras with us that day to film. Spend half the day probably filming that one. That should be a good video. You can't tell how big these rocks are on this road. They're not Utah rocks, but my foot gets tired of holding the freaking brake. I need to wire you can wire these transmissions to just stay in first gear, but when you have it in low, it goes from first to second, and there's a way you can put a switch in here to keep it in low so you don't have to hold the brake all the time. So I switch off back and forth from one foot to the other. We're not going to be out that long today. We got dinner planned for 5 o'clock for the camp. Just a little joyride. I did bring my air conditioner today. I need to mount it to the ceiling somewhere. That doesn't blow hot air off the window. I think I'm going to put air conditioning back in this is winter. Red Cherokee that I'd actually stole the motor out of it to put in this, and that's what's in this now. But I got looking at that other Jeep and I said, well, that thing, there's not a spot of rust on it. This thing was in way worse shape than that was. So I found another one, a 2001 with 98,000 miles on it, but the body was short. So I pulled the motor out of the 2001, put it in the 99, and it turned out real nice. I put the same iron rock lift on it, but it's just going to be a mall crawler, daily driver. I drive it all over the place. It's equipped about the same way this is. This is a little heavier with the roll cage, which makes it drive these trails a lot nicer. I think if I would add a couple 100 pounds to that other one, it would ride good too. But it's a little stiff because there's no weight to it. Well, there's weight to this one. And that was a lot of work pulling one motor from another. I mentioned in one of my other videos too, I got a rough country lift and that was a total disaster. The thrust angle was off so far. I made a video about it, but I erased it. I hadn't been recording videos for very long, and it was pretty poor quality and pretty cut up. I couldn't get the thrust angle set in their back rear end right. They may have a dog leg down the road. the iron rock lift to straighten all that mess out. I noticed in the videos it seems like I'm doing 100 mile an hour too, and I'm not. The speedometer ain't even moving. I'm afraid it don't work. See, not pulling the hills, my temperature gauge only stays at 160, just coasting down the hill here. I haven't had to hit the gas yet. But this way goes to fish, or used to go to fish camp. The state of Maryland blocked everything off. You've seen me go out here in the side by side, cut firewood. Well, he ain't turned it down yet. Should have filmed building these things is what I should have done. But this thing was a lot of work. The floors were rotted out of it. I fixed all that. You know, I put a 1999 motor and transmission in this. Now I took everything off the 96 and put on the 99 motor. But the transmission is different. It's got a different transmission controller, so I had to rewire the 96 Jeep for the 99 transmission controller, and it works perfectly. It's not that hard to do if you go to All Data, get some put your foot down. Go to All Data and get a transmission control module diagram for 96 and 99, because they changed them in 97, why the 99 is different. And just wire it in the same way what the controls do for either transmission controller, just wire them in. Now you might set a code in the engine computer, but the transmission control module is going to work perfectly. This one sets codes because it don't have the great controller in it. I'm not really worried about engine codes or transmission codes as long as everything works right. I'm going to let him get down there because little ways, and brakes don't fail me now happens. I used to run this shit in low lock too. Yeah, maybe we will. Low lock will hold you back a little better. That's why I need to fix that 1-2 shift. It's just a wire you hook up, keep it in first. Like right now, I think we're in second because it wants to go. I think I screwed up when I put the transmission controller in this. I couldn't figure, I'm not a great big genius on the computer and how the computer communicates with the transmission control module. I think that's where I screwed up, and it set the transmission code on this. But the controller works fine. You just can't read it on the scan tool. makes any sense at all to anybody. And I built this for the woods. I didn't build it to go to Moab and do crazy shit. I mean, this is crazy enough for my old ass anymore. I should have given him a camera for this one. This is pretty steep too. One of them brakes don't fail me now a moment. Brakes don't fail me now a moment. Transmission shifts perfectly. Now I can run the old 99 transmission in this one with the old controller in it, but you can manually shift it. But it wouldn't go into or drive or overdrive, whatever you want to call it. Fourth gear. It wouldn't go into fourth gear. You had first, second, third, which is fine for running these trails. But when you get on the road with this thing to go up to the other parts of the park, you really need fourth gear. And I like running in four-wheel drive most of the time through here. Just to take this train off the axles, just so both axles are pulling. See how much hard time he's having going up this hill. You really can't tell on camera. See, I'm in 4 low, no lockers. We're pulling a pretty good grade. It's saying about 35 degrees. If my China gauge is even right, who knows? But here's where one guy rolled over the hill here. Went down there a good ways drop off for through here. This might be a little longer video today, but I'm just giving you the full trail ride experience here. And this is just a loop we do all the time. I'm real familiar with it. We actually just passed the swimming hole. There's a blue trail up here that should be really marked black, because it's pretty rough. And these here make you feel uncomfortable. You can't really see over the hood of the Jeep. My brakes are wet. I'm going through the mud hole. I don't want to catch anything and fling me down off the hill. Oops, excuse me. So please like and subscribe, guys, if you want to see more of this. We do this about every weekend. I haven't made one in the Jeep for a while because it's been 100 degrees. Sitting in this non-air conditioned can, yeah, it's pretty warm in here. I'm boiling right now. 8765309. Down by the old mill tree, she showed that thing to me. It was furry and black. She called it cracked, but it looked like a manhole to me. All right, we're going to take a break here. Storm rolled in while we're sitting here. Started blowing 100 mile an hour. I was blocking you out there. All of it. Alright. Chase is probably going to haul ass. He's going to get wet. I got a roof with 4 doors. And you don't want to make a right turn here. You're going to be super sorry. Stuck under the rock. Hope one of them never falls when we come through here. That'll make for a bad day. I'm getting more and more used to what this thing can do. What the hell's wrong with him? It ain't raining yet, but boy, there sure is something blowing in. Chase is scared of bugs and everything else, or he don't like bugs on him. There's the rain. Four-wheel drive. I hear it raining. blowing some windows up here. I'm getting wet. Chase done hauled the mail. Downpour and the sun's out. We need the rain though. We need it really bad. See, that trail there is a blue trail. It's pretty rough. I guess it's probably rated a blue trail. Ventilation. I need ventilation. Need air conditioning. It'll really get muggy now with sun comes out. Guys, that's pretty much our little loop. We're going back to camp. I'm gonna eat me some dinner. And as always, thanks for watching. Subscribe, leave me a comment if you want to see more of this. It's pretty fun. Big avalanche here last year. Alright guys, God bless.